Another week at the back fence.
Don't we love it?
We certainly do.
We're having a coffee at the back fence. You're having a matcha.
She's having an
Here's
matcha.
cheers, kiddo.
Cheers to this.
Need a coffee.
Yeah, and cheers to our next
Well,
listener.
do you want to go and get one while we're chatting?
Quickly
That's our beautiful guest, Lisa Curry, that's coming up. We just tempted her when we're drinking our coffee. She's going to grab one. And in the meantime, Nicola and Dido will have a little chat about what's been going on in our lives.
Exactly. We had a great week last week being guests on.
Oh, yes.
Mark Boros.
Yes, that's caused a big stir. Incredible.
We'll let you know when it's coming out. And it'll be great actually to try and get him to join our back fence as well.
That was so much fun though, wasn't it? Because he was unpacking the podcast with us and our relationship and working together and socializing together and like, how do you do it? And we're like, we just do. Yeah. We do what we do when we do.
It's absolutely what we do.
Rock on.
We're just sort of saying, Chelmy, you could get two journalists and throw them together, but you're never going to work with the chemistry of a friendship of 40 years. It's like you can answer my, sentences or questions and vice versa.
He's a great interviewer. Remember I kept saying like some of his questions were really pertinent and just, I don't know, they were just left field and I really appreciated it. And I loved every minute of it. And what I thought, he actually, funny that he goes, about this time of the afternoon, I get a bit tired. Yeah. He said, "You guys have energized me," and I love that.
I love that too.
So Melbourne, you went home to Melbourne for the weekend. How was that?
It was great. Yeah, been old school friends. I mean, these are friends. I mean, this is friendships from back in the 70s.
This is before me, guys.
I know. There was actually
they're gorgeous bunch of girls.
There was actually life before Giants. Hard to believe, isn't it? And friendships go on. But talk about loyal friends. I send a message out. I'm going to be in town, and straight away they all get together.
Love it.
Pick up the other friends, and we all have a coffee and a laugh and chew the fat, which is really great.
I'm back.
Caught up with Yahoo! Our guest Lisa.
Lisa's back with her coffee.
Now, what about you?
I had a great weekend. You know what? I don't think. My line, age is but a number and age is but an attitude. I mean, there I was with Ross Wilson live the other night, but boots, scooting, Texan boots on, out of control for 3 hours, didn't stop dancing, screaming, singing. It was wild. And I thought, you know what, how live music energizes you? Yeah. Like I was buzzing for hours.
Mike Boris said. You got that from Ross Wilson.
There you go. We got a bit of both going on. God.
How cool though, Joe. There's nothing like live music and to get out there and to do something.
And we laughed. There was one was like Kath from Kath and Kim. She was doing the moves. We were having a bit of a giggle, but embracing her too. But it was like, and then there was I don't know, this couple pretending they were like in some dance competition. I don't know. It was just entertaining, because it was an older crowd, so to speak.
Yes, yeah.
Loved it. So guys, no matter what the age, always, if you have the opportunity, get out and get involved with live music, because it's just every cell in my body was vibrating from it.
Dance the night away. I'm
vibrating, baby.
Like and also subscribe on YouTube, because it's really getting more popular. When we're going to be Mark Boris, that's I think purely really all YouTube. I think he's got the audio as well, but really subscribe, as you said, it's for free, and it's just really becoming a popular platform. So
it is. So we didn't know. We only just connected
now we're getting on the
ago.
bandwagon. So have you gone for the morning swim today? Did you jump in that ocean?
No, because I am a bit of a fish, as Nicola calls me, but I talk about invigorating with the live music. When I dive into the ocean, that's when I come alive, as you well know. Yes. No, when we're recording this today, it's pretty cold in Sydney.
Yeah, I know.
It's bloody cold, actually. It was 14 overnight.
Well, I'm going to check out what it's like at the Sunshine Coast.
Yay!
Introduce you. We are super excited. We have got Lisa Curry joining us at our back fence, Australia's golden girl of swimming, a triple Olympian and Commonwealth Games champion. She's been a household name for decades, appearing on everything from Uncle Toby's health bars. And she just actually sent through a little clip of when she was presenter of the year when you were doing for Uncle Toby's, and their sales went from stagnating to went up
Incredible.
160% straight away.
Porridge all round.
To her own hot curry swimwear line. Lisa Shaw has already lived a full life, raising her beautiful family, achieving incredible sporting and business success, and navigating both the highs and the heartbreaking lows of losing her daughter Jaimi. She shared her story in her moving memoir, Lisa, Life, Love and Loss, which I just found so wonderful. Lisa, really well done on that. I actually listened to that on audio, and I really highly recommend that for everybody. And also focusing on health and well-being through her Happy Healthy You. Plus, she's found love again, and she's just back from a holiday in Bulaland, Fiji. So there's so much to talk about.
Walla walla.
Welcome to the Back Fence, Lisa.
Thank you. And how are you guys? I just heard you talking about having coffee with friends. And, I always say that the cheapest counselling you'll ever have is a $5 coffee with your mates. So everyone comes together. We put our own shit on the table. And after you hear everybody's, you will take yours back because it's minor compared to some other people. So, we understand that everyone in life has a lot of shit going on. It's just the depth that varies, isn't it?
It's funny, we interviewed.
So true, Lisa.
We introduced Maggie. We interviewed Maggie Beer last week, and it was imperative to her. And she really brought this home for the listeners, is about how imperative it is to have family meals together. Whether you live alone, because she said, I set the table, I make it a ritual. I turn the TV off, anything else, I just have my little glass of wine. And she said, if her husband's there, if there's family, everything goes off, they sit together. Now, that's lacking so much in our society today, sadly.
Yeah, it is, but it's great to encourage that, and it's great with the words, what you were sort of saying there, Lisa, of girlfriends are the best, say source of, or mates if it can do that too, of counselling. And as Maggie Beer, it's that sort of connection, whether it's the family sitting together or friends. They're like your lifeline, really.
Yeah, totally.
And it's so important. So, because loneliness, as we always know, is a huge thing affecting so many people. And sometimes it's one other person.
One text to go for a coffee with a girlfriend, as you said, doesn't take much.
But also, people who are living on their own are also lonely. But some people in relationships can be lonely as well.
True.
You can have a partner in the house who's, kind of not there for you, and you still feel lonely, even though there's this other person in the house. So, I'm not talking about me, but in general, that can happen as well with people.
Absolutely. Very true. And some people who are stuck in situations there, in marriages, whatever, there, and they can't get out. But we want to hear more about
Oh, my
you.
God. Your whole life has been really about connecting, Lisa, to be honest. And, look, I know the book came out, a couple of years ago now, your book. I love this book, your memoir of life, love and loss. Look, to be honest with you, I thought, where would you start with Lisa's journey, Lisa's life to today? And I thought, what really resonated with me, and I sent it to Nicola, was, your relationship with your coaches. And it was funny, I read when you were talking about at one stage visualizing swing races in bed and believing all these notes. And you had things on the wall about relative to the times. And I thought those sort of beautiful pearls of wisdom, really from those coaches, you could apply today to anything, to life.
Well, I still do. So if you saw, we're videoing this, aren't we?
We are.
We better watch out.
But you can't see this because it's very light. But this is yesterday's notes for myself, and there's 2 folders of them. And just driving the car yesterday for an hour 20, I sent myself 56 voice messages, which I then translated into my notebook of things that I have to think of to do, forward planning. And it's something that I've always done from a kid, from my coach, Joe King, back in the early days. Mr. King used to get us always to write down our goals, everything that we wanted to achieve, every way that we could see to get there, because there's not always one path to get to where you want to go. It's not a straight line. So there's always different ways to go, and every decision that you make, what is the consequence of that? What else do you need to do? Who do you need to bring in? Can I disregard those ones because they didn't work? Mentally, can I let them go because they're frustrating? So all of these things that I learned as a kid, and I'm talking about 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, a really quite a young age now when you look at kids that age. All of these things were so ingrained in me for so many years that I think they're still there. And it's the reason why I've been able to apply the same formula to so many different areas in my life and achieve what I have. Because you don't achieve things, they don't just happen. They don't just magically happen, So you have to make them happen, and that's come from all the lessons that I learned from my coaches back in the day, Harry Gallagher and Mr. King. So 2 great men in my life that I had so much respect for, and if people ask me who my idols are in life, and it's not a sportsman or a sportswoman, it's my coaches. They're the ones that I put on a pedestal because.
Well, Harry Gallagher, he coached Dawn Fraser too, didn't he?
Yeah. So, and I didn't realise that back in the day. I had no idea. I was just a kid. But he saw me swimming in the pool one day, asked me to come over and swim a few laps, which I did because I was just, there playing. And he asked me to join his squad. So I turned up the next morning, trained with him for a little while. And then he came over to our house and spoke to my mum and dad, and he said, one day Lisa is going to be Australia's fastest freestyler. You better get the teeth straightened because she's going to have a photo taken.
I love that.
So,
wow.
And that's the thing.
And they did, didn't they?
Yeah,
they did get your teeth
and
straightened.
that was at the age of 10, and he was the man that planted a seed in my mind. It was the same year that Shane Gould won 3 Olympic gold medals. And I wanted to be like her. I did get my teeth straightened plenty of times. Because when I was younger, I had a drug called tetracycline, which is for, when you got your tonsils out in those days. And the side effect of the tetracycline was discoloured teeth. So when I started getting my photo taken a lot when I was 20 after the Commonwealth Games, all the photos that I was seeing of myself in the newspaper, I thought, my teeth look awful because they had this grey sort of look, and that's what the drug does. So then I had veneers, which promptly fell off at very inappropriate times just before I was about to film something.
God.
So I had to
I've got a veneer
with a small mouth.
I hope it doesn't fall out.
I know.
Bloody
And then
hell.
I had to have them
punched
done
in the
again.
face.
So, there's all these things.
Do you want to know something,
crazy.
Lisa and Nicola? I've got a cap at the front because in basketball, took my tooth out. Do you know I was at a first date with a guy in a restaurant, and my cap fell out, so I was toothless. And I walked out, and I never came back.
She ghosted him.
That was it. You just
funny.
reminded me of that bloody story.
Yeah.
God, we're so getting off the line of our interviewing. That's us.
My front tooth fell
We're
off
on teeth.
just before we were going to film It's a Knockout. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
That's
Yeah,
hysterical.
I used to love that.
Yeah.
Whack.
I call that good timing, Lisa. It's a knockout.
And I had the horn.
I did. I used to love that show.
Wow. Hey, Lisa,
God.
well, thank you. And that was such a great question, Di, and I really love that of those, because they're kind of life tips for everybody, doesn't matter what age or stage they're of actually visualising, right? It doesn't just happen. You make it happen, and you make it happen by planting the seed, writing those things down, and then going through it. And then all those years, can you tell us about your early years of being, what it took to be an Olympian, or Commonwealth Games and Olympian, like following that black line again and again and again?
40,000 kilometres she did of that black line.
What's the inner drive? What's your motivation? What really gets you going to do that?
Yeah. So 40,000 kilometres, and I was a sprinter. So you can imagine what someone like Ian Thorpe swam, and Kieran Perkins, totally so many more kilometres than me. But I can tell you 1,000%, one of the reasons why I swam for so long and did go to 3 Olympics over a period of 16, 20 years. In fact, I missed my first Olympics only because they took the event out of the Olympic program. So I would have gone as a 13-year-old, right? So I missed that one. Then I did 2. Then I missed another one because I was commentating, and it was at that one where I thought I should be in there. So I went to another one. So
you could have done 5
Olympics,
then.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
6,
which
wow.
some swimmers do these days, and some athletes do. But 1,000%, the reason why is because I loved it.
Wow.
And if I could do it all
wonderful.
over again, I would.
That's interesting.
There was
yay! I
every
love hearing
single
that.
day, every single day that I was at the pool. Yes, it was hard, and yes, it was frustrating, and yes, I won sometimes, and I lost a lot of races, but I can even now, if I visualise diving into the pool early morning at Langlands Park, I can feel the crispness of the water. I can see the bottom. I can see, 50-cent pieces left there by people who swam with money in their pockets, and my coach standing on the side with his little blue shorts and his white shirt and his hat still with the price tag on it, which he thought was funny for some reason. But I can still feel and see all of those things, and they created such a memory in my life that when times get tough now, and I'm going through something at the moment, but I have to think, how would Lisa Curry deal with that? What would she do? And so I've got to go back and think about, what was I like? When things went bad, what did I do? And I can pull those videos out of my mind any single day and start to apply it. And that's why I have, you can't see my office here, but I am surrounded by notes. I'm really sorry for the paper industry and the poor old trees, but I love printing everything out. I write notes. I can't do it on my phone. I just can't. You can't spread your phone out like this and have all your piles. So some of the things that I'm writing about, because I am writing a new, I am writing a new book at the moment. So I'm just I've got piles and piles and piles of topics and notes and photos and everything. And this will be my last book. It'll be my best book ever. And I can't wait until I can just slowly start putting it together, because at the moment it's all brain dumping. I'm just getting it out of my brain onto paper.
I'm going to take you back to the black line. I've got to ask a question. Racing or training, would you call it intimidating or would you call it therapeutic?
It's never intimidating. Therapeutic is a good word, but only probably for the first lap or two. Then it's just intense. Only the warm up and the warm down is therapeutic. The rest of it is bloody hard work. And, you get to a point when you're training where you actually feel like you can't do one more lap, but the coach is there expecting you to do 4 more, at a pace that you got nothing left for. But somehow you pull it out. And that's the sort of thing that, when life gets tough, you've got more in you, and there's no one that you can rely on in your life other than yourself. And a person doesn't know how strong they are until strong is the only thing that they can be to keep going. And I look back on my swimming career, and it was incredible. And I mean, even the swimmers of today, as fast as they are swimming, and that's blowing my mind how fast that they are swimming today. It's all relative, right? So our times were faster than Shane Gould and Dawn Fraser, and yet they were legends in their own time. And then we became that group of swimmers who no one else in the history of sport, except my group of close swimmers, had to swim against the East Germans. No one else had that, right? And so for us, that was a different experience. It was something that hasn't been acknowledged by the International Olympic Committee or the Australian Olympic Committee.
Which is surprising.
It's incredibly
You talk about that in your book too, don't you? How, like really you've been sort of like, those medals have sort of been really sort of stolen from you, and from so many there, because it's like then you never really wasn't acknowledged. They might have been like now it's all come out, but it's not like, you've gone back and, you've actually been given those medals.
But it's incredible, Lisa, in a book, as she talks about And Lisa, you know, you're a very healthy body. She'd stand next to the East Germans and go, oh my God, they were like gigantors.
Wow.
And that in itself would have been like,
were you sus then?
Whoa.
Did you sort of think, oh, look, they must be on
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Good
I mean, we were
question.
at that time we were 16, 18, 20 years of age, right?
Yeah.
So there was a lot of whispers around the place, but nothing was proven.
No,
Right,
of course
and nothing
not.
was proven until the wall came down in East Germany in 1989, on the 9th of November. And I remember that because it's my daughter's birthday the year after. So once that wall came down and all the Stasi documents were revealed, it was only then that the world knew what had happened. But 1988 in Seoul had already happened. 1984 they boycotted. 1980 was when they were at their peak. 1976 was when they were at the peak. I mean, seriously, if you want to watch an amazing emotional documentary, watch The Last Gold, it's called.
Okay.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, so that's about the 1976 Olympic team and how the East Germans were at their peak. So 76 and 80, they were at their peak. But The Last Gold is all about the American relay team. And I swam with those girls in that relay team, you know, in years to come. So that whole era was so interesting to me. I mean, I could write a whole book just on that.
I bet.
And
Maybe
I
I
bet.
will. Maybe it's not interesting anymore to people.
Part
people
one,
go,
part two,
you know,
part three.
Yes.
but people say, "Oh, let it go." You know, it's so long ago. But it's really, but it's
Never.
Really,
No, never.
no,
You know,
it's a really interesting story, and I would love to do a movie, a reenactment of all of those years. It would be incredible.
That's probably going to happen.
I agree.
We write that down and make it happen. Can you tell us?
Hang on, I'll just write that on my list.
Yes.
Yeah, come on, write it down, then print it off on a piece of paper.
And
We all do it. Don't worry.
Lisa, I love it that you do wear your heart on your sleeve and you know, are quick to emotion and you know,
I actually wrote it down.
Yay. Can you tell us what it was like? Because very few people ever know what it's like to stand there on the podium and win a gold medal with its Commonwealth Games, and then when you actually held up the kangaroo. What's it like representing you know, the country and the music, and you've done it, and what's the feeling like?
Feels pretty good. It feels pretty good. I remember looking up into the stands and seeing my coach up there, and he just nodded his head and was like, we did it. You know, we did it.
We did it, yes.
And, you know, looking up the other side, my mum was up there and she was waving like this, you know, and it was like, it's a team effort. You know, your family are behind you. Your coach is there, not very many other people. I used to get very emotional when I won my medals, because it really meant it just really meant everything to me, because I knew what I had to do and what I had done to be able to have that opportunity, and it meant something to me. And what annoys me these days is, you know, some even of our swimmers, but when they win a silver or a bronze and they're not happy because they didn't win the gold, and they look pissed off because they won the silver Olympic medal. It's like, if you could imagine how many people would just die to be where you are now.
Yeah, right.
But I used to get very emotional, and so years and years and years later, when I became a personal trainer, a coach, all of those things. For me, when I coached people, I wanted them to feel like they were standing on their own dais. I wanted them to feel that feeling that I had. And I know that I have done that because I've seen it, I've done it. So for ladies that came to me, like one lady in particular, she was crying one day and I said, "Why are you crying?" She said, "I just touched my toes for the first time." You know, because she was able to run up a hill. She was able to touch her toes. She was able to complete a 1-hour training session. And to me, that is their gold medal. And to me as a coach, that means everything. And now that's what I like doing for people. I like getting people to experience what it feels like to stand on their own dais.
That's wonderful.
What beautiful words! I love that. Let's move on through Lisa's journey. What about? We're all watching The Golden Bachelor at the moment. What about the Golden Couple? When you met up with Grant Kenny, of course, Ironman champion. Like, what was that like? Because both of you were revered in your own ways, and like Australia was just like, whoa, it was like incredible. Like, how did you deal with all of that? Yeah. Exposure.
Long blue eyes.
Yeah.
It's funny because unlike today, of course, where people are, dressed to the nines and always look beautiful. I was a dag.
We love you.
Yeah, we do.
For me to wear a dress and go out and try and put makeup on, that was just not me. I just, I was just a swimmer. I was nothing more than just a swimmer, right? For me to have to wear find a dress, what do I wear? How am I supposed to look? Who's going to be there? Is there a photo? Like, what's my hair going to do? Like, all of these things. And I could write a book on the worst hairstyles in the last 40 years, and I would be on every page. I kid you not.
Well, it's looking good now, isn't it?
Because you were photographed on every street corner. The media would just. It was a media frenzy, wasn't it? With Grant Kenny, absolute media frenzy.
But we were just two kids next door. We were 20 and 19 when we met. We got married when he was 21, I was 22. His mum said we were too young to get married. I understand that now. Not then. We thought we were, we were well travelled. We'd done a lot of things, and we were parents by the age of 23 and 24. So we just did what we did. We owned our first home. When the day we got married, we moved into our own home. We had a mattress on the floor and one lounge suite that my dad gave us for a wedding present. But, we just, I don't know, we just did what we did. There was no, it's so different today where everything's on social media and, we just enjoyed our lives together and did what we needed to do. We were both working, we were both training. So we had common interests and, life was good.
And certainly hardworking as well, and how things also changed too. We were sort of starting off start talking about the Uncle Tobys as well. Like you sort of like, then you're on sort of like in every household, and then tell us about with your hot curry label as well, like with your swimsuits, because no one rocked a bikini and you're pretty fierce looking as well, Lisa.
Can I preempt that with she came back from swimming, said, "Yep, swimming day's over." What's the first thing she did? Boob job. I love that. And then that moved into the swimming label. I thought that you were so honest in this book. I love the way because swimming. No, it's about me. I'm going to get a boob job, put a bikini on, and rock it. And now I'm going to set up a swimsuit label.
Well, I'd already developed hot curry before I had my boobs done, right? So I remember being in the change room with my teammates in Barcelona, and I said to them, all right, take a look at this. This is the last time you're ever going to see me flat-chested. Because seriously, I look like my son. I just had pecs with nipples, right?
I love it. I love it.
But because I'd had two babies already, I knew what having breasts looked like and felt like. So
exactly.
I wanted to have that all the time. So and then we had Paps taking my photo over the back fence. Over the back fence.
Hello.
Trying to get photos of me in the backyard in a bikini with my bird. It was a circus. It was a circus. Wow. So I thought, how can I turn this circus into something that helps my business? So, we started doing the photos with hot curry, and it's like, here we go. And I just said to one journalist one day, why are you so obsessed with my boobs? And, my life has been, it's been fabulous. But, gee, it's had some moments where it's like,
seriously.
I know.
Yeah.
And once again, hot curry wasn't going to be the name of my swimwear brand, but I thought, well, it's instant marketing, so why wouldn't I call it that? So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I agree. 100%.
I think it's great. But also, I think it's fantastic. As you said, it was a present for yourself. And then also, if it's going to boost the business, and, you two are certainly very much entrepreneurial as well. You've always both worked so hard, and what you've achieved in the water and outside the water is a full credit to you both. And then having a beautiful Jaimi's first having a beautiful daughter, and
she spent a bit of time around the pool.
Yes, she would have been. And she came everywhere with you too as well, didn't she?
Yeah, so I'll just backtrack a little bit. So you talk about being entrepreneurial. I almost got in trouble for it, but during Barcelona at the Olympics, we at all the Olympics, we used to see the other competitors, and the Swedish girls and the Italians used to, wear the tiniest swimsuits. Oh, my God. You want to see a good body? There it was. So I made bikinis for everybody in the team, and we lined up one day and had a photo in our bikinis, our hot curry bikinis, and it was on the front page of everything back here in Australia.
Smart.
Boy, did I nearly get in trouble because Speedo was the sponsor, right?
Of course.
Of course. Yes.
Duh. Yeah, right.
Not silly. But see, we trained in bikinis so we could get a full body tan. Anyway, that was another story. So, yes, I continued to swim with two daughters. Jaimi and Morgan did spend a lot of time around the pool. Grant's mum used to bring them down for a swim while I trained. They'd jump in between sets, that sort of thing. And I remember I was breastfeeding Morgan and I had a race on him that the announcer was saying, Lisa Curry, please come to the marshalling area. And I was like, I'm coming. I've just got to finish off here. I'm coming. And then, come on, get her off me. Pull my togs up.
How amazing.
Have a wet patch on my togs and then go over there and dive in and swim my race.
It's remarkable.
You're ahead of your time in so many ways. And you've been really like a groundbreaker for so many women because, back then it was sort of a little bit taboo of the breastfeeding sort of in public and all that stuff.
Absolutely.
Wasn't it,
in a restaurant you'd be kicked out.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't flaunting her.
No.
I always had a towel or something over, so it's not like you throw your, boob out and like some people still do and they think that that's okay. And maybe it should be okay, maybe it shouldn't, but you can be discreet about it, I think.
I mean, as far as entrepreneurial go, I mean, you're also chair of the Australia Day Council. I mean, that was a huge coup, seriously, like remarkable.
Yeah.
How was that for you? That would have been demanding, I would imagine.
It was scary because the Prime Minister put me into that position and I had to rearrange a lot of things at the council, which was not easy. I had to ask to meet the Prime Minister in his office several times and sat down and said, right, well, you put me into this position for a reason. I need this, this and this, and I need this to happen. I need to sack these people. I need to employ these people.
And it's all got to be in paper.
And
printed.
Yeah, but he was really good. He understood what I needed to do and I had his full backing.
Good.
So I was able to go and do what I needed to do and I turned that place around and, it was an amazing experience for me and I think the highlight of that was one Australia Day when I had to stand on a podium and I wore a hat. Like, I don't wear hats. Yeah. I drew the line. I was not going to wear stockings or gloves or anything like that. I had a hat on. But
she's a Queensland girl.
Yeah. But I was standing on this podium and the Australian Defence Force was marching past me, which I thought, they're just marching past me, but they actually stopped, turned, looked at me and did this.
No.
And I just thought, oh, my God. Who are they doing that at?
For me.
That's amazing. That's what I hit home, I reckon. Wow, what am I doing?
And that's so well deserved because here you are, you don't have the ego that way.
No.
But the whole, you really were revered. And also tells you certainly met some interesting people. I mean, you met the Queen. The late Queen of England, Princess Diana. How was that?
She's a Taurus like you, the Queen of England.
Oh, was she? I didn't know that. Well, I had lunch with her.
Wow.
As you do?
Yes.
Yeah.
Lunch
I had
with the Queen.
dinner with Prince Charles. I met Princess Di in the lineup.
Divine.
Yeah, and no mobile phones then, so you can't take a selfie.
No.
You know, so I had
That's when you want a selfie.
And protocol
Isn't that when the
means
paps are out?
Yeah,
You know, it's
protocol
annoying.
means you can't sort of do those sort of things.
No.
I mean, Sylvester Stallone, Mel Gibson, Russell Crowe, Nelson Mandela.
Oh, you can stop there.
no.
Stop bragging. I mean, like,
No,
what a life,
hang on.
Lisa.
Nelson-
Bloody hell.
Nelson Mandela
Sorry.
is
Princess
huge.
Di got
And
me.
Princess,
She's one of my
well, that's her
faves.
name, Diana.
Hello.
I
This
know.
one's quite royal,
Wow.
Diana Elizabeth.
But I mean, what does it mean? Yeah, you met some famous people. Were they all nice?
It
Yes,
means-
they were. Sylvester Stallone is, he was nice. He was a bit short. Not I mean in
He was a bit
actually he's not very
short.
tall, but he was also very direct. He didn't really want to talk to people.
Okay, like yes,
So I grew up listening to all his music, his rocky music. It was psyching me up before my races.
Wow.
I met Mark Spitz. He was one of my heroes as well. And Shane Gould, and he didn't have time of day for me when I met him. I thought, you don't even know that I grew up idolising you. And when I see kids now that say the same thing to me, of course I give them everything that I've got. I don't keep walking and go, yeah, great, It's not the sort of person I am.
No, and that's what's so lovely about you, because wasn't it the same when you first met Shane Gould as well? She was a bit dismissive.
Yeah.
And that was a bit of a wake-up call, not wake up, but for you to go, right, I'll never be like that.
Yeah, that's
Well,
right.
it's not part of her nature.
But it did turn around, is that correct?
Yeah, it is.
She came
she's,
around.
Yeah, she's lovely. I mean, I had to laugh because I was at the Olympic trials in Canberra for Barcelona, and I was standing behind my block. I was actually about to get in and dive in from one of my finals, and this little kid was sitting there, "Can I have your autograph?"
That's so beautiful.
Okay, can you just sit in my chair? You sit there. I'm just going to race.
Won't be a minute.
And when I finish, I'm going to come back and give you that autograph.
Just give me a minute. I've just got to follow this black line and I'll be back, okay? All right?
Yeah.
Okay, groovy. Oh, God, Lisa, I love it. So let's continue on the journey. We're weaving our way through Lisa's amazing, remarkable
memoir.
I love this. I love this book. You split with Grant. And again, the whole of Australia embraced you both as incredible golden couple, as we said. What was that like? Because again, it was in the eyes of the media as well as every Australian.
Yeah, it was really tough, and it's still tough to talk about because it was not something that we enjoyed. It's not something that we probably really wanted. I mean, I was only talking to him yesterday on the phone. I was still really good friends, right?
Love that.
But we just weren't going anywhere. Like the things that I loved, he really didn't love. Like I love camping. I love traveling. I love being a tourist. All of the things he hates, right?
Oh, wow.
And he doesn't like the public eye at all.
Oh, that's interesting.
At all. I mean, the public eye and Grant, I'm sorry, it's just that.
Wow.
That's nothing hates it.
Yeah.
With a passion.
The opposite of you.
Yeah, so
you give.
Well, it's not about giving. It was my job from such an early age. It was my job.
But still,
really.
I also think, like with Jane Gould, like you have always been like the child. Just wait, I'll be back, and I will sign your autograph.
You are a nurturer.
It's you're kind human. That's part of your nature.
Yeah, but also I didn't mind being in public eye. I liked it because I got to meet people. I got to do great things. I got to travel. I got to.
Absolutely.
I
Embraced it.
I travelled around Australia for 20 weeks one year with Uncle Toby's doing swim clinics. And I was talking to kids in a jail in Alice Springs. I was talking to aged care facilities in Kununurra. I was in, I spent Melbourne Cup Day with about 12 90-year-olds in Julia Creek one year. I just...
Love it.
And then there's
just like us, lover of people.
Talking to 4 and 5-year-olds.
Connection.
Yeah, talking to 4 and 5-year-olds in schools. And, it's just, I love that sort of thing. I love being
But it must have been hard for you guys. I mean, any divorce or separation, we've both been divorced.
Yeah.
It's never easy. But when it's in the public eye too, and then then other people are kind of going, oh, I wish they were together because they're like they look like the golden couple or whatever. And it's like
the fairy tale
business, and they don't know you. But I'm thinking it would have even been, did it add an extra layer of being even more difficult when you've got scrutiny of sort of like strangers?
Well, Grant sort of retreated. And it was really unfair because we had paps everywhere, all around us, everywhere we went. It was really awful for a while there. The magazines were disgraceful, making up all these stories until I decided, right, I'm going to give them a story. I'm going to do an interview with them. I'm going to be honest. And then they shut up. They stopped.
Oh, that's interesting.
That is interesting.
It's because they couldn't keep making things up because I actually told them the truth. So, but nowadays, all they do is they take a photo off Instagram, they take your information, they'll mix it around, make up a story, and then it's on Daily Mail. And then you'll find it in a magazine. Like, there's a process to it all. I understand that. If I put myself out there in the public eye, I have to expect trolls. I have to expect negative people. I have to expect people go, oh my God, will you just go away out of my life? It's like, sorry, I've been around a long time. I know, but I'm here to stay. So, bad luck.
Does trolls affect you personally, though?
They did.
Lisa, like we often interview people and ask them that question because it's fascinating. Some it washes over them. Some of them went down in depression. Others are like, it's their life, not mine. How did you deal? How do you deal with trolls?
And some committed suicide.
That's a fact.
I can't remember her name.
Charlotte Dawson.
Charlotte Dawson.
Charlotte,
absolutely. I mean,
terrible.
It's. I got to a point where I thought, you know what, I can't read comments anymore. I mean, even yesterday, I was reading some stuff and everyone's like, oh, I love your dress. Where'd you get it from? And then someone says, I hate your dress. It's like, okay. Why would you even bother?
I know.
I'm going to ask, why would you even bother? But trolls have been in my life for a while, and I let them affect my life for a while until one day I thought, you know what? I think these people, these keyboard warriors who should be out playing with their grandkids or out in the garden or going to the beach for a walk, surely they should be doing something more constructive than comment on someone that they don't even know. So when I realised that they weren't just doing it to me, that they were doing it to everyone, I thought, well, I'm not even going to worry about it anymore, and I don't. If someone doesn't like me, you know what? I don't care.
It's their problem.
Because they don't know me. They don't know my life. They only, people will read the headline of something, but not read the story. If you read the story, you'd understand that the headline is sensational because that's engagement, that's clickbait, that's, you've got to understand the system, which I do. And a lot of people say they do, but do they? Right? So it's always going to be there, but I feel that it's really sad that at this day and age we've got to that point where we have to drag people down, pull people down, make people feel bad. For what reason? Because you got a shitty life?
I know. It's so sad because, we're sort of like really all about uplifting and trying to help people and doing that. And it is sort of sad when people are, whether they're so sad within themselves and they have to turn it that way, I don't know. But having that time of volunteering. But if we can sort of...
I was just going to say Mel Robbins, let them.
Let them. But it's also let you then decide to sort of like how you don't deal with it as well. And that's sort of difficult that way. But Lisa, in your book, and you speak up, and we are just so sorry with the loss of your beautiful daughter, Jaimi. And I mean, I was in tears and tears reading it. And you say that you spoke on behalf of Jaimi. Is that right? And can you share a little bit about her illness with not eating over the years and share that for people listening?
Yeah.
Such a journey.
So sad.
Yeah, and it's still sad.
Yeah, I know. It's just...
Yeah.
I'm sorry to bring it up. We are because I know you say in the book that you've done that because that's what Jaimi would have wanted, and she didn't get the chance to do it. And you're the most beautiful mother, and to say that.
It just started so long ago, and I'm really pleased now that they've banned social media for under 16s. I mean, because it started for her around 14, 15, 16 when she was being bullied at school, pretty much. She was training. She came fourth at the National Age Swimming Championships in 100 breaststroke, which was amazing, and improved out of sight. I used to drive her down to Brisbane a couple of times a week, and she'd train with Liesl Jones down there, and I used to sit on the bottom of the pool and watch Liesl from underneath, and, you know, Ken Wood was amazing with Jaimi, and she did really well. And, of course, she was she wasn't muscular. She was fit. She was really fit. The kids at school gave her shit, you know. And so something happened back then, and there was probably quite a few things happened, but she just decided she didn't want to eat. And then she'd eat too much. She'd binge, and then she'd not eat, and binge and not eat. And it just became this cycle. And then, you know, things happened in her 20s, and you know, a boyfriend at the time, you know, pretty much forced her to have a termination. That's all she ever wanted to be, was a mum. And that was the straw that broke the camel's back. That was it. Like, she couldn't recover from that and started drinking. So the drinking and the not eating, it catches up on you. And I just want to, before I continue on that, I just want to tell you another story, and I hope this mum doesn't mind me telling this story. And she told it to me a little while ago, but her daughter was 19, and she got the dream job of being a hostess on one of the super yachts in Europe, where they host parties, people, that sort of thing, at the age of 19. So drinking became the normal. She died at 28.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
So someone who got their dream job, and this is what alcohol does. I mean, you think you've got a control on it, but it gets to a point where it controls you, and you've not realised that it's taken you. It's taken your soul. It's taken everything from you. And unless you can catch it early enough to get rehab, to get yourself fixed, it controls your life. And unfortunately, that's what happened with Jaimi. And because also she wasn't eating, you know, alcohol is just a toxin, so it's just killing her insides, ruining her organs every single day. And to be honest, we got 3 more years out of her than what we thought. Every single day we thought, this is it, this is it, this is it. So it was a constant, you know, we're all trying to live our lives, and we're trying to work, and we're trying to keep functioning with this hanging over our head every single day. So, you know, we knew that one day might come, but we never knew when it was. And then it came, and it was just the...
You're never prepared for it. Never prepared for it, no matter what.
I think also being a parent, we're talking about Jaimi's journey. There's times in the book, particularly, it's the first time I realised, listening to Audible versus reading a book, and Lisa reading it and hearing your emotion. It was very powerful. And I firstly want to say thank you for your bravery, for acknowledging, because mental health is a huge umbrella, but specifically with eating disorders, you're putting it out there. Your book is so pure and so honest. Thank you for that, number one, because I know how many people out there you have helped by purely being honest about your story. And also, when I say honesty, you talked about how you wanted to scream because you couldn't fix it. You were trying everything, but you couldn't fix it. As a mother, that's what we want to do. We want to fix our children. It's only natural in you to do that. And look, and you also say a life is a series of chapters. And when you eventually lost beautiful Jaimi, your baby girl, it was the hardest chapter to bear. I think I was howling. I know Nicola was too, but every mother every single mother that reads that book would feel, or hear the story today on the podcast, would feel how you're feeling, not specifically, but can empathise with where you're at. And you know what? Grieving's different for everybody. How are you these days, Lisa?
I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. I just sometimes my brain just does not stop. And it's what I call the invisible load that's carried by a lot of working mothers and wives, where there's so much to do all the time. You know, it's not about, it's like when you, for example, it's like when you say, or someone says to you, I say, what would you like for dinner? Whatever. Well, I can't cook whatever. Just say steak and mashed potato, you know. But so to cook steak and mashed potato, you've got to ask the question, think about it. How many people go to the shops, buy it, bring it home, put it in the fridge, take it out of the fridge, cook it, plate it up, eat it, clean it up, put it in the dishwasher, undo the dishwasher, next meal. Same thing, same thing, same thing, same thing, same thing. But mainly it's us, the women, who have this invisible load of every single thing that needs to be done, how it's going to be done, when it's going to be done, who's going to do it, what are the consequences of, do I need to think of something? And it's just this thing going on, right? And because I've been doing it for such a long time, I've got to the point, I've actually just last week got to the point where I thought, this has got to stop. Enough is enough. I can't do this to myself anymore.
Yes, Lisa, you say that in you, if we can sort of go there too, exactly. You're in Fiji last week, and you've only just recently, if people do look at your Instagram, there's a photo of you
having a massage.
Having a massage with a French companion there, and you've got nothing changes unless there's something, or nothing changes if nothing changes, you know.
Yeah.
So is that sort of what you're reflecting on this beautiful post you put up with your mind?
And looks relaxing, but...
And an outsider doesn't know what's going inside your mind.
Describe that.
Yeah, I know, but it's not... What I'm saying is, it's not just for me who's grieving. There's someone grieving every single day. Every second person you walk past in the streets, they're grieving in some way. There's panic attacks that happen in the supermarket. To me, it was in Bunnings the other day where I just felt the tears come to here, and it just starts coming out of your eyeballs. You're not crying. It's just, there's just tears coming out. And luckily my husband was there. I said, I've got to get out of here. Yeah. And yet, you know, people are experiencing this sort of thing every single day, this overwhelm, this burnout. And what can we do about it? So I've started... yes, I was having a massage, but I wasn't relaxed. It was nice having hands on my body, but my brain was going a million miles an hour, and
I can relate.
That's not the way. That's not the way to be. And so this is why I'm writing about all this at the moment, because everything that I do, everything that I say, is all lived experience for me. I mean, I'm not going to tell you stuff about how to run a podcast and what episode, because I've never done that, right? It's actually on my list of things to do.
I bet.
I'm not going to tell you because I haven't done it before.
Yes.
It's not,
print it off.
It's everything I've done is lived experience. I understand. You know, women going through perimenopause. I understand people in postmenopause. I can see that my daughter's probably starting the early phases of perimenopause, and now that we know about it, I can help her with that. But all of these different things, you know, I thought technology was supposed to make life easier, but I'm not sure that it's done its job, you know. So there's just a lot to unpack. I am trying to explore what it will take to get people to sit back and go, right, my life is this jigsaw puzzle. I am going to throw out all the pieces, and I'm only going to put back the pieces that are going to make my life wonderful. Because I know that life is short. Shorter for some people, longer for others. You know, whether you're skinny and muscular, you're still going to die, right? Whether you eat fish and chips every day, you're still going to die. Everyone's going to die. In 100 years' time, no one's going to be here. right? Someone else will be living in this house, or they'll probably knock it down. There'll be a high rise here. Like no one will care in 100 years' time. None of my grandkids will be here, you know. And it's a kind of strange thing to think about, but it makes you realise, okay, I'm only here for a short amount of time. What the hell am I worrying about all these different things for? And how many can I delete out of my life? So that's where I'm at the moment. What can I deal with? What can I dump? What can I delete? What can I do?
Oh, bravo to
But
you.
how do you go about doing that, Lisa? Do you meditate? Do you do yoga? Like, what sort of things do you do, like techniques or mind games that you play in your life to sort of deal with that? Because it sounds like you're talking about a lot entering
I mow the
thoughts.
lawn.
Sorry. Oh, I love that. I actually think that's fabulous.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Like not the black line, but the green line
Yeah.
with the mower.
Because you're zoning out of everything
my watch
else.
said to me the other day, "Congratulations, you've reached your activity." I was on the ride-on mower.
I was going to say, is it right on?
We had a girlfriend actually sent a picture of us on her ride-on mower, and she was listening, I think, to Rob Carlton, one of our guests.
That's right.
She said, I'm listening to Over the Back Fence on a lawnmower.
But I like that. That's really relative.
Yeah.
What else do you do? What else do you do,
I mow
Lisa?
when I blow. So obviously, okay. Here's a tip. Here's a
great one.
hack for you.
Lisa tip.
I don't know if anyone else does this, and I don't know if I'm a bit OCD or stupid or crazy. I don't know, call it. But I start in the corner of my bedroom, and I got a system with the blower.
Yeah.
And
in your bedroom?
Yeah, I blow everything underneath the bed out the door. Bed in the wardrobe, and the out
this
the door.
This is the best.
And then it goes out the front door.
Do you blow Mark out the door? It's like, seriously.
Well, see, I've got dogs, so a bit of dog hair. So I blow under the lounge suite, where the dog hair accumulates, down through the kitchen, and I have the robo up the end, push him on, clean up. And you know what? Every single day that thing's full. And I'm not OCD. I'm not OCD. Oh, it sounds like I am, doesn't it? But
no, not with the blower in the bedroom.
I
know
when I blow, and I told my friend about this.
It's the best.
It's
a T-shirt. I know and blow.
There's a technique to it, right? So it doesn't blow everywhere.
No, well.
Anyway, that's my meditation. I mow and I blow, and I crochet.
Crochet.
Yes.
I can imagine that would be very, very, very therapeutic.
Good. And being incredible. How's that too? That must be joyful.
So when I'm crocheting, often have a pen and pad next to me, because it's interesting when you're sitting doing nothing, or and I can do it without watching now, and you kind of think of things and you go, I'll write that down. So mow, blow, and sew. There you go.
Oh, mow, blow, and sew.
But obviously you're saying you're thinking of things, but obviously your mind's slowing down though when you're doing those, which is healthy. Yeah,
I have to. Like, I can't at the moment because.
Look, you also
so much.
My brain is fried at the moment, so
yeah, I can tell. I can hear you.
Switch off at night time. There's too many things, and I'm going through the process at the moment of changing things in my life. And, people say you bring it upon yourself. I do. Yeah, I do, because that's the sort of person I am. I've been an elite athlete. I know what it takes. I've got a couple of projects that are, my last projects before I retire, but they don't just happen.
No,
right?
they don't.
There's a process to it. There's consequences to everything. So switching off at night time is really hard for me, but
I admire your honesty, and you're helping so many people by just being so honest. Like with sort of saying with your mind,
it's refreshing.
Showing that picture of yourself. People might you're sort of saying, seeing yourself lying in Fiji and she's resting. Oh, here's Lisa having another holiday. Well, what's really going on?
Exactly.
And you're so authentic, and you are helping so many people.
A lot of women can relate to you.
Finding your own way, going through this, and tell us about also. You're busy because you've got Happy Hormones. So tell us a little bit about with that as well.
And then we want to hear about Mark too.
Yeah, we do, exactly.
So
happy,
we
healthy
really
you,
do.
I should say. Happy, healthy you.
So we have one of our products, which is Happy Calm for mild anxiety. So I've never taken it before, and it's had so many fantastic reviews. I actually started taking it myself. I took it to Fiji with me because that's where I am. I need it. Yeah. Right. So we So I'll go back. So about 12 years ago, we started Happy Healthy You.
Yes.
Our hero product is Happy Hormones. And we work specifically in the perimenopause and menopause space. Everybody is now, like, it's the trend, it's the topic of the moment, but we've been doing it for 12 years.
Yeah.
So in Australia at the moment, there's probably around about 7 million ladies who are in perimenopause or menopause. We have had over 1.5 million ladies download our online assessment, our hormone assessment. So we already have the data from over 20% of that 7 million people. So we know what women need. We know what people want, and we provide everything that's not only the supplements, but we also provide all the information, the education. We have
support
practitioners,
Wonderful.
naturopaths, and nutritionists that talk to ladies every single day. So we have the solutions. We have 204,000 women in one group. That's just in one group, Facebook group. That's our Happy Healthy You community. So we know women. We know what they want, and we work with women on what they need in their life. So, and I want to give you an example because this is important. Some people will go the pharmaceutical route. So if you have a headache, your choice is to what? Take a pain relief, or think about, why do I have a headache? It's probably because, and see, you've just had a drink of water.
Yes.
You're probably dehydrated.
Yep.
So asking yourself the right question. So pharmaceuticals, which in our space is the HRT, right? So that's a quick fix. Then you've got the natural supplements, which is a longer fix plus the lifestyle. So if you're prepared to change some things in your lifestyle, it's a longer fix. It's not the quick fix, but you can make significant improvements to your symptoms over time. It's not going to happen in a week.
No.
Then there's that medium fix. The people who do both, a combination of both, and that's where we're working at the moment. We are helping people who take HRT and people who love happy hormones or natural supplements to come to that middle ground. So that's kind of a medium fix. And then we've got a fourth option, which is a self fix. So when you sit down and analyze your life, pull it apart, think about yourself, SELF, sleep, exercise, lifestyle, and food.
Well, that's
those
good.
4 things. I know, I'm brilliant. Think about those 4 things.
Print it off, Nicola.
Yeah, self.
Analyze what you need in your life, make informed decisions. Then you know whether to go option 1, 2, or 3. So it's all
do you know
about
what?
Constantly helping people.
Happy Healthy You guys, for those listening. We're always running out of time. Just lastly, I just wanted to quickly say,
I love life.
I can't help it, because you've met a guy 20 years younger than you, and there was this bit of media backlash. And you know what? I love what Lisa said, again honest. She said, well, if it was a guy, no one would have flinched.
No. But
just quickly tell us about that, because
boyfriend before.
You're so happy. It's a dream.
Some people are not going to like this, what I'm about to say, all right?
Yeah.
And you talked about watching The Golden Bachelor.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know if you're enjoying or not, but anyway.
Yeah. I've got some friends on it. So
I could spend an hour going negative, positive.
No, anyway,
I'm enjoying it.
So, okay, some people won't like what I'm about to say.
Where?
When a couple separate, quite often, see, one of the symptoms of perimenopause and menopause is libido and vaginal dryness. And you stop feeling like sexual intimacy. And you put on top of that fatigue, insomnia, weight gain, anxiety, everything, right? Put that on top of a lowered libido. So when a couple separates, if the man, say, is around about 50, he's not going to go and look for another 50-year-old, is he? He's not going to go and look for someone who's got all of those symptoms going on. He's going to look for someone 20 years younger. But you know what? Same shit, different face. She's going to get older too. She's going to go through menopause. She's going to lose the libido and all of that stuff.
Same
but
shit,
generally
different face.
speaking,
I love this. I'm loving
generally
this.
speaking, men will go with someone much younger because they're sexually active still, all right? But like I said, you know, if you love your partner enough, excuse me, you should be able to communicate with her and talk with her and work through it together. Because I tell you, men go through andropause. That's the men's version of menopause, right? They go through the same thing.
They do. It's getting well more discussed and documented now, Lisa. That's true. Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, generally speaking, men are going to go for someone younger. So when a woman goes for someone younger, it's like, ooh, you know, cougar, let's troll her. You know, but we were just...
So how was that for you? Did you know, because you would have got sort of like then, you know, you got that reverse because, you know, you were going up with sort of someone a couple of decades younger. And, you know, so it's sort of like then going, it really sort of like raised eyebrows. Whereas, you know, you're sort of saying in reverse, it's sort of traditionally it wasn't that way, where it's lovely when it's flipped, you know.
But, you know, for me, he was just a person. He was someone that we spent 7 years with, and it was great. Age never really came into it. So it didn't, you know,
older,
it just didn't bother me. So
see, you just nailed it.
Yeah.
Age didn't come into it.
No.
I was attracted. We got on. We laugh. We have a great time.
Yeah.
What age? Oh, I don't know. What was your age?
That's what you're saying.
Get
before.
over it, everyone.
You know, you like to talk to younger kids. You like to put people in nursing homes. It doesn't matter, and we're exactly the same. It's all energy. And just quickly before we wrap up with our signature questions, it seems like you've got a lovely rock in Mark, who's is he a Elvis impersonator as well?
He's an Elvis tribute artist, and there's a difference.
He's very handsome.
He's so good looking.
He's very handsome.
Such a rock.
Yeah. He sounds gorgeous.
Where did you find him?
I found him on the road between Portland and Melbourne, Victoria.
Go, Lisa. Will you look?
Come on board.
No, he's so we couldn't be any more different. We are so different. But what you see of him, what people see of him on stage, like he's an entertainer, he's a singer, he's an actor, and then he walks off stage and he's my husband.
Yeah.
So nobody sees that except me, right?
Yes.
So, you know, he's on stage and everyone goes, woo, you know,
yeah.
But when he's at home, he's my husband. So
Lisa, I'm really happy for you. He sounds very loving. I'm very happy for you to have, you know, loving relationship. And he sounds gorgeous.
And he's lucky to have someone like you.
Okay.
I'll tell you what.
You go first with the question.
Look, this one, I think I know what you're going to say, and I think I'm going to the tissues, but if you could share a back fence with anybody on planet Earth, we ask this to everybody, who would it be and why, Lisa Curry?
There's two people. One would be my grandkids.
Yay, I love that.
That's cool.
And I'd have the fence where they could come in and out of.
I love that. Yes.
But if I had to choose one person other than my family, because we got a really close family, but one person, I think it'd have to be Costa.
Oh,
how
really?
Interesting. Really?
Tell us why.
That's interesting.
Because I love my garden, and I love, you know, I just love being in my garden. It's my, do you know what? It's, besides being in my combi, it's my happy place.
Oh, that's
and you know, Costa, just by the by, he used to referee my son's rugby.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Really? And I'd go, the guy with the beard, he's the one from the garden. He's refereeing the rugby. I'm like, boom. So variety's a spice to life.
No, okay,
last question, Lisa, what makes you happy?
What makes me happy is feeling peaceful.
Oh,
when I can just be present and not have the noise of life as much as it is, and just feel that presence and surrender to everything, that just makes me feel.
Well,
is that when you're mowing and blowing?
And sewing?
So, you know, I have a little saying, breathe in the good shit and breathe out the bullshit.
Oh, yeah, that's gold.
That is a gold medal one from
I
Lisa
love that
Curry.
one.
Well, thank you so
On the
much.
dais.
So much for coming on and joining us at the back fence.
Yeah, loved it. It's like going for a coffee with you. I loved it.
You
It's
really
beautiful.
are just an incredible
Cheers.
person. We admire so much about you, Lisa, and you know you're helping continuously so many people. We'll have a whole lot of all your information on our show notes here.
Yeah.
So everybody, thank you for listening. As we said, you know, don't forget to download also on YouTube as well. Rate and review. We have our own rating. Oh, yay.
Oh, yes.
Happy, healthy you.
We'll put that up, guys.
We'll put all the links
because they'll be questioning that. We'll put all the info up.
It's such a great thing.
That's on our website.
So many people, like everything, you were ahead of your time.
Hello.
Lisa's memoir, we both loved it on audio, which was great. But we've got a star system. We like people to rate and review. Our podcast is growing, and thank you, everyone, for supporting us. But Di has her own rating system. Now, we've got Lisa Curry on, Di, which doesn't happen every day. It's taken a long time to get Lisa
God
here.
bless her. Busy
How many
girl.
stars? Probably out of 5, Lisa.
Honestly,
do we give Lisa Curry?
Like when I think of a woman's mind and the things we think of, which is hundreds of things, I give her hundreds out of 5. There you go.
Yahoo!
That's what you get, Lisa. Thank you. I've loved every minute of today.
Thank you
Honestly,
so much.
I really do feel like I've been for a coffee with a girlfriend.
Absolutely. Well, we started off saying the importance of having coffee with a friend. It saves lives like that. And, you know, you're just helping so many people.
Take care, baby.
Yeah, take care.
Thank you so much, ladies.
Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye. Bye.